Welcome back to Success with Steven. My name is Steven Smith. On this channel, we talk about financial literacy, credit, business credit, leveraging capital. And today I'm going to do a video that's a little bit different than what we normally do, but I'm hoping will become something that we continue to do in the future. So I want to give you 9 passive income ideas that make me $7,200 per month. And these are all, as usual, things that I personally do or have done in the past, and that these things in total have and do make me around $7,200 per month. Now, before we begin, I want to go into, a little backstory with how I got started doing this. And if you want to skip this, timestamps are at the bottom. I don't want to waste your time with monologues that you don't need to hear if you don't want to hear them. Now, at this time, or to go back, this was maybe 2018, 2017. I went to Los Angeles and I met this guy. He was showing me how he was making close to 2,000 to like 2,500, 2,700 to $3,000 per month. Well, per day, excuse me. And I was just like, man, that seemed crazy to me because I had a little money in my pocket. I was doing my thing. I thought I was doing, extremely well. Not enough to quit my job, but just, little things here and there. And he was really big into or getting into his sales business. I'll just say that, his sales business. Now, with this being said, he was showing me how he was doing around, $2,750 to around $3,000 per day, because somewhere around $2,740 around there for 365 days would be $1 million. So he was saying he was going to make $1 million in a year. And to me, that seemed crazy. It blew my mind. The very next week, I went to Miami. I was on Ocean Drive. There was a guy, me and the girl that I was with, he was saying that he was throwing yacht parties and there was a deposit of like $200 and then we'd pay another, however, like $100 when we got there. So when we did it, I talked to him and he showed me how much money he was making per day. And this guy was doing like $8,000 a day. So when I was looking at these guys, I started just thinking like, man, I believed it was a mentality thing. I think if you would have put these guys anywhere, if you would have put one guy in the same guy who was in Miami, put him in Los Angeles, put the Los Angeles guy in Miami, I think they would have yielded the same results. That's when I realized it wasn't like it was them particularly, but it was a mentality that they had. So the reason why I want to say this is because the ideas that I'm going to give you here are not ideas that you haven't heard of. I can assure you that everything that I'm going to tell you are things that you've already heard at one point or another. And I remember when I was trying to look at, well, how can I create passive income? How can I become wealthy? All the basics. When you're starting to look for this information, you try to figure out what can you do. No matter what I did, it was always the same things, which I should have known because one of the first financial books I read when I was younger was Rich Dad, Poor Dad. What I took from that is you need to have more assets than liabilities in order to create wealth. That was essentially what I took from it, and it made me look at money differently. Now, with that being said, Robert Kiyosaki had another book where he talked about different forms of income, and he talked about really 4 that were the most important, or really these 4 were everything. Either you had to have a business, you had to buy real estate, you had to be investing into a stocks, bonds, a commodity of some sort, or you had to be a CEO of a company, of a, well off. So no matter what you do, pretty much it's going to be one of those if you want to create wealth. And even though they're all general, because you're like, well, business could be so many different things, but that's the general idea. These passive income ideas, they all work. And what I could tell you is there's a bunch of people on YouTube that make this same video. They're not all saying, like, I'm not saying it and they're not saying it because it doesn't work. It works, but you have to have the mentality to really believe that you can do it and to execute on it. Because that's the thing. The one thing I would say that they do, which I don't like, is that they make you believe that you could do these things quickly. No matter what you do on this list, it's not going to be quick. It doesn't matter what it is. All of these things, the con is going to take time. And that's the one thing that I want to make clear, is that no matter what you do, it's going to take time. And just believe me, from a guy that tried to take every single shortcut imaginable to get to where he wanted to be. I tried to take every single shortcut that I could think of. And no matter what shortcut I did, whether it had temporary monetary gain or it didn't work at all, I just learned that the long term is usually the best, and there's no quick route to doing this. So just please keep that in mind while we're going through all of these ideas. And again, it's not going to be, I believe, anything you haven't heard already, but I hope that maybe as we're going through, maybe you could see it with a different perspective. Knowing that as hard as you work can determine how fast you see results. And that's the truth. So you're going to have a guy who's going to be an anomaly who could start this in a month and go crazy. And you're going to have guys like me and you where it's going to be laying a perfect brick every single day to build a solid foundation. And that's really, that's the general idea. You lay a perfect brick every day, you're going to have a pretty sturdy wall. So let's start talking about passive income ideas. All right. Now, like I was saying, the truth about passive income, no matter what form of passive income that you choose, it takes time to build it. My first form of passive income took me over 10 years to build. And to this day, it pays me no more than $450. Now, that form of passive income is very unique. It's not one that I would recommend to anyone. It's not on this list, but it was from streaming and music services. So not one that I recommend, but it is one that does still pay me to this day for a lot of work that I did initially do. And that's the cool thing about passive income, is that it's not that it's easy. It's not that it doesn't take work. It's that you do all the hard work up front, and then on the back end, you start to reap the rewards later on. So that's the thing about passive income. Think of passive income like planting seeds. You're not going to reap it today, but you'll reap it later. And when I'm seeing an extra $450 per month that I'm getting, knowing how hard I had to work in the past for it, it's pretty nice. Seeing now I can appreciate it more. At the time, I couldn't appreciate it when it was happening because it was like so little for so much. But now that I've seen how long it's continuing to grow, it's pretty awesome now. So that's the idea I want you to open your mind to, is that nothing is going to happen fast. But once you start doing about 4 or 5 of these, and it's $450 over here, $1,000 over here, $1,200 over here, $800 over here, it starts to add up. And then you're like, oh, okay, now I see how it works. It's starting to add up quickly. Now I could get to 10,000, 20,000. I could scale it now. It starts to make sense later. But it may not make sense up front. So just keep that in mind. So passive income. What is passive income exactly? Passive income is a type of unearned income that is acquired with minimal labor. Now, again, when I say minimal labor, I mean the hard work is up front. You work hard at the beginning, and as you start to ease off, it continues to make you income with little effort later. When I think of passive income, I think of anything you do to make money where I'm not trading my time for money. The reason why I don't like trading time for money, like with a job in particular, is because we all know inherently that time is more valuable than money. One of the biggest lies that we've been told is time is money, and we know that that's not true. Let me give you an example. If someone told me they would give me all the money in the world right now, all the money in the world, Who would take it? I would take it. You would take, anybody would take it. If you told me you give me all the money in the world right now, I would take it. But what if there was an asterisk on that? Like, you could have all the money in the world, but you only have 24 hours to spend it. Tomorrow, you're going to die. No one wants all the money in the world anymore. Why would I want all the money in the world if tomorrow I'm going to be gone? And that's why we all know inherently time is more valuable than money, because we wouldn't take all the money in the world if we were going to die tomorrow. No one would take that. So that's just, again, an extreme example. But when you start to really pick these thoughts apart, you start to really understand how when you're trading your time for money, it seems very insignificant at first, $25 for an hour. But then it starts to add up, 40 hours a week, 80 hours a week, 160 hours a month. And you start to realize how quickly time goes and how you actually put a dollar amount to your life. And the amount that you paid for your life, if someone told you what it was in totality, you wouldn't feel like you got a fair deal, because you knew that your time, who you are, your worth was way more valuable than that dollar amount. It was way more valuable. So that's really the idea of why I would, at least for me, I can't speak for all of you. I won't even try to, assume what anybody else thinks, because that's not my place. But what I'm saying is, I think that the reason why we are all so obsessed with that is because we, in actuality, want to buy back time in a sense. And while you can't buy back old time, I do believe that if you start to make money and now you free up time, in essence, you did somehow buy back your time. And, depending on how you look at it, but essentially, if we can work more upfront and then we have to work less later, then I believe that we bought back time. Also, no matter what you do in life, time is going to pass. If you give 40 years to a job, that 40 years is going to pass by no matter what. No matter what you do, time is going to pass by. So if these passive income ideas take you 5 years to make 6 figures, 5 years was going to pass by anyway. So why not do something with that time where it's going to really help you? 5 years is going to go by no matter what. Time is going to pass by no matter what you do. So why not take the time that you have and just try to give a little bit of it to something that can potentially help you in the future, free up more time? I don't think it's ever been uncool to try. I don't think it's ever been uncool to fail. All of my greatest lessons came from failing. I learned everything I've learned from failing multiple times. When you fail a lot, you learn how to succeed. You learn nothing from from success. You learn from failure. All of my greatest accomplishments came from failure. It just took me a longer amount of time to realize that. So that's the reason why I like to do things so quickly, so fast, because I'm learning. Learning for me is failing a bunch of times until something works. That's, for me, is how I learn. So again, timestamps at the bottom. You can skip my monologues, but passive income. This is my definition of passive income. This is my philosophy on passive income. The first form of passive income that I want to talk about is affiliate marketing. Now, in this video, I'm going to go over a lot of different things, but the reason why I'm talking about affiliate marketing is because this form of income does not require you to spend a bunch of money up front. So let's talk about what affiliate marketing actually is. So if you ever liked a product or service, like, I don't know, let's say you like Netflix and there was a great show on there and you shared it with your friend as a referral. When your friend signed up for Netflix, maybe they got a discount for a month and maybe you got an incentive or a commission for referring them. That's basically what affiliate marketing is in a nutshell. So think about it like this. When I was looking at YouTube and looking at people that were making money from YouTube, you know what it seemed to be the number one moneymaker for all the people on YouTube? And it wasn't Google AdSense. It was affiliate marketing. So I thought that was very interesting. So what they did was they would take, like, let's say you are a guy who like cameras, you like cinematography. They have something like Amazon partnership. I didn't even know about this. You can use the camera I'm using to record these videos is a Sony Alpha camera. If my channel was all about cameras and cinematography and videos, I could put an affiliate link in my description for you to buy that camera. And maybe I would get 5% commission for every camera sold. If my 5% was $50 and my channel was all about cameras and I use this camera every day, so I'm not recommending anything to you that I wouldn't use, now I could potentially get $50 times however many people use this camera. I can make 500, 1,000, 1,500 to recommend something that I would have talked about for free. That's how I see affiliate marketing. I would never use affiliate marketing to recommend something that I personally don't use myself, because then that's when it becomes a little disingenuous. But I think that if you use it for things that you have a passion for, it's the perfect marriage, you know? So what are some of the pros? The pros, affiliate marketing is free. You don't have to do anything but sign up to be an affiliate. It's no risk to you. You don't have to do anything. You know how when I talk about business credit and leveraging capital, you don't even have to leverage capital. The only cons that I would say is it probably takes a long time to grow. You have to put in a lot of work at the beginning, and you're going to have to build your own personal brand. But again, this goes back to, if you have a little bit of time on the weekend and you're passionate about something, why not start a YouTube channel to talk about the thing you're passionate about? Chances are other people are just as passionate as you are. And chances are they're going to watch your videos. And maybe you do construction, or maybe you do cinematography or photography, or maybe you talk about your favorite food, favorite restaurants, whatever the case may be. It doesn't really matter. The point is, there's probably an affiliate link that you can associate with that thing that you care about. And for you referring people, you can then make income off of it. And again, this isn't any risk to you. The only thing you have to use is time. And that's really it. And again, you're going to give your time to that company. You're going to give your time to this other thing. You may give your time to watching TV all day. I'm not, telling you what to do with your time. Your time is your time. If you have a little bit of free time and maybe you want to potentially see what you could do with it, this may be a good thing to start. That's only if you want to. It's not for people who don't want to do extra additional hustles, but I'm assuming if you're watching this, you want to make some extra money and you want to hear some honest ideas that actually do work. I'm not telling you to go and watch a video to get 20 cents or watch 100 videos. I'm telling you, this actually does work. Go under any of the YouTubers that you watch. I guarantee you'll see an affiliate link. Go to any of their videos. You'll see an affiliate link. Click on that. Sign up for whatever, especially if that thing makes sense. If it makes sense and you were going to buy it anyway, hey, get it. Now they're making money. You're getting a product that you like. It's a win-win. No one's losing in that situation. So I think that it's a great way to make money, and it's a big way to make money. If you look up I may do an entire video on affiliate marketing after this. What I'm going to do is, when I put this video out, whatever passive income idea you guys like the most and you want me to make more videos on it, please let me know. I will make more videos on it to talk about it, to show you. So just let me know. I think this is a great one. The hardest part is you have to make your own brand, and you don't have to do it on YouTube. It could be on TikTok. It could be on Instagram. It could be on Pinterest. It could be on Etsy. You could figure out where you want to do it. It's up to you. It could be your own website. It could be your own blog. It doesn't really matter. You just would do it. So if you guys want more information on affiliate marketing or more ideas of how you can get started with doing that, please let me know that in the comments, and we'll look at affiliate marketing. So just know, guys, all of this stuff that I'm telling you, I'm not gonna leave you out to dry. If you want to learn how to build, an affiliate marketing campaign, the next one on our list is gonna be building a personal brand. If you want to learn how to build a personal brand, let me know. I'll teach you how to build a personal brand. I'll show you step by step as much as I could possibly teach you, and we could come up with a whole plan for how to build your personal brand out. Like, let's do it. I just want you to get into the idea of not thinking anything's impossible for you. It's not impossible for you. If I could do it, you could do it. I promise. It's not impossible. But the moment that you check out and you just say, I can never do that, or you can never see yourself doing it, what you say and what you do is what's going to happen. If you believe you could do it, I notice it sounds like a bunch of nonsense, but trust me when I say, if you believe you can do it, it can happen. If you don't believe that you could do it, no one's convincing you otherwise. It won't work. You can do it. Trust me. It all depends on if you choose to or if you want to. But that's a personal choice. But building a personal brand, I should have actually had this one first, because building a personal brand, all of the other ones, for the most part, kind of fall under personal brand umbrella. If you guys were with me since the beginning of my channel, at the beginning of the year, I started with 7 subscribers on this channel. In 4 months, I have 4,000 subscribers. At the time that you're watching this video, it is April 21st, I believe. Yes, April 21st, 2024. So just know that it could grow very quickly. I don't think I'm special. I don't think I did anything else but provide value. And if you provide value for people in turn, you will grow. If you put the people first and you provide value for them first, don't do anything that's self-serving, and trust me, they'll reciprocate you. If you're watching this, maybe at the time you're watching this, maybe I have 10,000 subscribers. Maybe I have 20,000. My goal for this year was to get 100,000. So I'm not satisfied with where I'm at. I know I can do better. So look at the time of this video and then look at where I'm at. And that should be a testament to what hard work and value does. So if you don't think that you could build a personal brand out, hopefully, if you're the time you're watching this is a great example of why you can do it. And I'm not special. And nothing I did was beyond the capabilities of any person that I know. I've had one-on-ones, coachings with people where I felt like I told them, you guys should make a YouTube channel because I feel like I should pay you for the conversation that we had. So I'm not just saying that. I really believe that. So why should you build a personal brand? People care about what you are doing. They care. They care. I've talked to a lot of people. Somebody had Turos, a Turo business. Someone was getting into real estate. Someone was doing credit repair. They're doing all these different things. And again, I'm not a credit repair channel. I'm a business strategist. I don't do credit repair. That's not my thing. It's a thing that I think you guys gravitated towards on this channel. So I keep talking about it because you're interested in it, but I am not a credit repair specialist. I have many skills, as if you don't know yet, in future videos, as you will come to see, I have many skills. Credit repair is not the thing that I'm doing. I can do a lot more than that. Tip of the iceberg. But people care about what you are doing. If you're a gardener, if you, if you work from home, if you're into sports, whatever it is that you're doing, there's an audience for what you are doing. If you're passionate enough about it and you want to talk about it, you can provide value to people. So right now, content creating is the new gold rush. It's the new gold rush. It's the new advertising. It's the new, like right now in the day and age that we're in, you could see someone like Gary Vee, who's 48 years old, and what he's doing with content creating and where he took it. I mean, he's going to buy his favorite sports team. He said he was going to do it. I believe that he's going to do it. He had the idea, he said it, and he's working towards it. You can see a 16, 17-year-old multimillionaire that's making money online. So look at the spectrum. You could be 17, 16 years old. You could be 48 years old. What would make you think that there's a time limit on this? And it's still going. You can do it right now. I'm doing it right now, and y'all watching me in real time. In real time. So what makes you think you can't do it? Personal brands are gonna be the tool, the vehicle to get eyes on what you are doing. And if you're passionate about something, it's going to be the most important. It's easier than it's ever been. And the con is the con as everything else. It takes time. But again, no matter what you do, time is going to pass. 5 years is going to pass. 10 years is going to pass. Time is going to pass. What did you do with that time is really going to be the determining factor of where you were at. So find what you're passionate about. Come up with a plan. And if you want me to make a video where I go step by step of how I decided to start a personal brand, then I can go step by step with you. If you want to know more about YouTube, how you could use YouTube to build a personal brand. I've done it with YouTube. I've done it with TikTok to a smaller degree. I've done it with Instagram very early on. I can definitely talk about that if you guys want to learn how to build a personal brand from the bottom to the top, and learn how to grow that, get people to consistently engage with you. And then, this goes with the previous one with affiliate links. If what you're talking about makes sense with your audience and you can find a product that's the perfect marriage for those things, then you could present that to people, and it would be awesome to do that. And I would love to be able to say that I was even associated with one of you guys. When you get your huge brand, your huge 7-8 figure brand, I want to be like, oh yeah, I talked to that person years ago when they were just starting off. Please let me be a part of your success story. I would love to be a part of your success story. That would be amazing. So let me know if you guys want to talk about building personal brands and how we can get started with that, because I've talked to some of you. You guys are really interesting, great people, super and highly intelligent people, and you have great ideas. And I'm like, yo, this guy, you guys have great ideas. So please, if this is something that you're interested in, you want to hear more about it, we'll talk about it. Online courses. Now, I have not done an online course yet. In the future, I might do that. The closest thing I probably got to that was digital products, but online courses pretty much work the exact same way as digital products. And online courses, as you've seen, I'm sure all of you guys have seen the ads on Instagram about online courses, online courses, online courses. Well, remember how I was just saying that if you're hearing this from all of these people, it must be working. It's not an accident that you're hearing online courses, but I do think that the way that online courses are actually being done now are starting to change. So the online course economy has been huge, and I believe that the course industry only works when you can provide value to people. There are online courses that I think are not valuable information to people, or they only have general information to offer. So I would say that online courses is something that you should provide when you've built an audience and you have valuable information to provide. I would also only do the online courses when you feel like you have to go very, very, very in depth about something that takes a lot of detail to understand. And if that information is that detailed, if that information is that valuable, then you should be able to put a price tag on that information if it is that valuable. I've personally have not found information that I felt like yet is that valuable where I need to put it into an online course. But I have been looking at this new way that people have been doing online courses where they have seminars. So in the old days, people used to have real estate seminars about different things where they would you go to a building, there's keynote speakers, all that kind of stuff. Now they have it to where you could do these online. So you could charge like seats basically like maybe $25, $30, $40. There are people who are charging $1,000, $2,000 to be a part of these groups, these seminars, where it's a bunch of people that you could talk to at the same time, almost like an online class. I think that's the best new way of doing that. And again, I do think it's for when you have one a nice, decent following, and that information is valuable. Um, I really don't believe I have any information yet that is that valuable, but it's not something that I would be opposed to doing. Again, the closest thing that I've gotten to that is digital products, and I feel like it works the exact same way. Even one-on-one coaching is very, very similar to like an online course, sort of the way that I perceive online courses to be. But I know that if I was going to do this in the future, it would be very, 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 very valuable information. And now that I think about it, there was a time where I did do something very similar to that. But it was very, very brief. I don't know if I would count that, but it does need to be on this list because it has made me money. And instead of adding like one-on-one coachings, I believe this is a great stand-in for that. And it can be applicable to a lot of people out there who do want to make money from their knowledge and from the information that they can provide. Because information is one of the most valuable. I think information is valuable than any physical product that you can basically get, because information is so powerful. So just keep that in mind, guys. If you do want more information about how to start an online course, I have done that before. I've helped people with building online courses. I can definitely show you how to do that, and how to do like a website, go there, online course, and then pretty much it again. All of the stuff that I'm telling you about, for the most part, are passive income ideas that don't cost you any money yet. You don't have to do any upfront costs to do this. It just takes time. And that's the only thing. Memberships. This is another one of the best passive income ideas, and I have done this before. You can do memberships with Discord groups. You can do memberships with things like Patreon. You can actually do memberships with YouTube. In my YouTube channel right now, there's an option for every time I post a video that I can do a membership where only people who are subscribed to my membership group can access that video. In the future, I've already thought about doing this, and I probably will, but that's going to come much later, probably in the next year or two, maybe, beyond that. It just depends on my trajectory and how this channel is going. But I can say that I've done it for a Discord group, and I want to just bring this to your guys' attention. Imagine this. If you have a Discord group, or you have a Patreon, or you do a membership for your YouTube channel, if you had 100,000 subscribers and you got only 1,000 people to pay $20 a month, you would make $20,000 per month. That's crazy. From just 1,000 of your subscribers joining your membership group, if it was $20. So as you can see, like, all of these things can grow. And again, they don't cost you any money up front. I really wanted to make sure that all these passive, or a majority of these passive income ideas, were not things that would, you would have to leverage money for. I'm going to get into a few where you can. For example, if you wanted to run ads, you could run ads for a couple of these where you can bring in more people to grow your brand. And then eventually, once you grew it, then you can start pushing out things like subscriptions, memberships, courses, affiliate links. All that stuff will come into play later, but you can kind of jumpstart it with doing advertising online. You can do it on Instagram. You could do it on YouTube. You could do it on TikTok. You could do it on Google. There's so many different ways that you can make this happen. But membership groups are great monthly revenue drivers that you can rely on, because again, if it's a monthly subscription, up the first of the month, it's going to hit. So you can rely on that type of income. You can build a community, provide value. And you could do this YouTube or Patreon. You know, the pros, it's flexible, it's easy to set up, it's no upfront cost, no investments. It's just the value you build with your audience. And again, I've talked to a lot of you. Some of you definitely have the makings to become very influential figures in your field. I can tell you have it. You and I mean, repairing your credit is fine, and you'll have the capital to at the point in time that you're ready, you can scale. But you don't have to, like, a lot of you guys, you got to understand, while even if you're rebuilding credit at this time, you don't have to have good credit to start doing any of these things. You could start doing these things today. The good credit will just be a plus, because when the time comes and you do have all of these things and you want to scale, you can then use the, like, your capital that you gained to get reward points. There's a lot of business credit cards that give you points for paying for advertising. You get like 5x back for advertisements alone. I mean, it's great. There's a lot of different. So then you'll be making money by getting people to join your groups, your brand, your blog, your whatever. And then you're making money from the money you're spending on advertising. Then you're getting money from the people that you're getting to subscribe or sign up for whatever it is that you're offering. So just know that, this thing can work so many different ways. And that's the reason why when I'm talking about these passive income ideas, I'm speaking generally, because there's so many different ways that you can do it. Not one of these are specific, like I'm not showing you how to do it. But if you want to learn more about memberships and you want me to show you, like get an idea of what that would look like, or how to start like a Discord membership. YouTube, you have to be able to monetize first, but I can talk about that if you want. And then I could also show you how to do it with like Patreon if you want. I've started a Patreon already, but I'm not putting out any links because I'm waiting to do that much later on. But it's just good to understand the platform, how it operates, get a feel for it, the quality that it can provide for your viewers, for your audience. And you definitely want to make sure that, again, you're providing value. If you provide value, people will come. It will take time, but people will come when you provide value, as long as you have information to give. All right. One of my favorite ones, and this is one where, depending on how you do it, I guess you could say it can happen fast. E-commerce is something that you can start making money right away. It all depends. Now, there's always a different way that you can do it, right? For example, I have my store, successwithstevensmith.com. If any of you have been onto my store, thank you. Thank you for purchasing the ebooks. If you've had a coaching, thank you for that. I appreciate it. But that's a form of e-commerce. Now, a lot of people create websites, and to get traffic, they pay for ads to run on Instagram, to run on TikTok. That can sometimes be very detrimental to a new business if they're not familiar with how that works, because it is I would say it's a lengthy process if you've never been in marketing to understand how advertisements work and how to get your target audience, how to get that hot audience to really get your product, right? Or to get your service. And if you don't understand that, it's not a beginner type thing. That's why I like YouTube, and that's why I like TikTok when the traffic was more organic. When you're on YouTube, YouTube provides traffic. They provide what we call impressions, and it's free. So if you're putting out quality content and then people are coming to my website to spend money, I didn't have to pay for that advertisement. YouTube provided me the impressions. They were the vehicle to get me in front of people, so I didn't have to pay for it. Now, as I start to go up and make more money, then I can kind of say, okay, well, if I want to run ads or do this now, I could get analytics from my YouTube channel to know who I'm targeting, and then I could run ads for those specific, groups of people, to a limit, of course, to make sure that it makes sense, to make sure that every time when I was doing drop shipping, they had this thing called Facebook Pixels. A Facebook Pixel would basically optimize. It would find people for you who would match well with whatever it is that you're doing. So if I was selling bikes, it would match people who were bike enthusiasts. You know, I'm like, it would just match people up. That way, once it targeted that audience, it honed in on them. You could then start to see a lot more sales. You would see you know, like it would just create it to where you're making a lot of money because you found the audience that would best suit your product or your service. So YouTube kind of does that already for you, so that way you don't have to, and it's free. Especially when you're starting, you don't have to pay for advertising. So this is a way of doing it. But drop shipping, Amazon FBA, print on demand are examples of e-commerce options. Now, when I say you can make it quickly, I was talking about Amazon FBA. If you've seen my Amazon FBA video, a lot of you haven't. It didn't do very well, but I understood because, again, you have to speak to your audience. You guys resonated more with things about credit because it affected you. You didn't really resonate with my Amazon FBA video because you've probably never sold on Amazon or thought about it. You know, if I would have started this channel with just making Amazon videos, I'd have an audience that cared about Amazon FBA or Amazon e-commerce sales. But I didn't. I started it with credit because I knew that a majority of the things that you use to make money, you had to have good credit first. And that's what people took to. So that's what I keep talking about. But as you can see, every time I do that, I have new videos with different things. Slowly but surely, you saw that I niched down first to just credit, but you can see I'm branching out. I'm not just sticking with credit. I'm branching out to other things because credit isn't the end all be all. It was just the vehicle to get started. But now you're going to see me branch out to other things because I want to touch on other topics. I want to touch on ways to leverage capital, things like this, where I'm showing you how you can make money from online, from digital, from passively without even having to spend money. You just have to take the time to build out your brand in order to do it, which I know is the part that people are like, oh man, yeah, but none of those things I can do them. But you can do it. So again, Amazon FBA is one of them where you could start. I talk about retail arbitrage. That is where you sell brands and then you sell them at lower prices, or you find brands that people know already, right? We talked about advertising. There are brands where if you see that brand, you will buy it, right? Certain brands, their marketing is so good, their brand is so strong, which is why I'm telling you, you should be focusing on your personal brand. But for Amazon FBA, if I sell Clorox products, everyone knows Clorox products. So when you buy a Clorox product from my Amazon store, you don't even know that you're buying it from me, but you're buying it from me. And you're buying Clorox products anyway. So you're going to get that. I'm going to make money, but you don't know who I am. That's the one drawback about Amazon FBA. If you can't get the product anymore, if you can't get the same deal, if you can't find it, now you're limited to what you could do. And that's just something that I want you to keep in mind, which is why I started focusing on personal branding more, because if anything were to happen with your Amazon account, it got closed, shut down, whatever the case is, everything would stop and you would have nothing to fall back on because you have no personal brand. You want to give yourself a bunch of different options. So, print on demand is something that was really, really big a couple years ago, but I do think that it's still a very, very viable source of income at this time. I do have an idea about a print on demand, not a product to sell, but something I think I'm gonna do when I get up to 10,000 subscribers. Something special for you guys as a way to say thank you. So just keep that in mind. If you think back on when that does happen, should probably be in the next few months, and then we'll come back to this. Now, if you've been here, this is my store. This is my e-commerce store. It didn't take me long to build this store up. I built this store in probably like 5 hours. And if it looks good, thank you. I appreciate that. But it's very simple, and I only made it with free Shopify apps. Everything I've made this with is free. I like how you could touch it, it enlarges, and you can go here and scroll down and see all of my products. It was very, very simple for me to make this website. Again, it didn't take very long. This is a Shopify website. Okay. Someone asked me about making websites. If you want to make your own website and you want to learn how to do that, I can also make you a video on teaching you how to make a website, Shopify, Squarespace, whichever one you want to use. You can actually do it. Now, I want to go back to something here. So on here, I have a Shopify link. I just want to make note of this, guys. I'm going to put this link in my description. It's shopify.pxf.io/success with Stephen Smith. This Shopify link is an affiliate link. Okay? If you use this link, then I get a 20% commission if you keep Shopify for a certain amount of time. Okay? And the reason why I'm bringing this up and using this as an example is because I want you to see how you could possibly use products that you use to make additional passive income. Because I use Shopify, and I'm going to tell you the reason I don't use Shopify because it's the best place to make a website. I use Shopify because it's integrated with YouTube. Not every website that you use has YouTube integration. Shopify is one of them that does. So that's the reason why I chose to use Shopify. I also have other websites where I use Squarespace and Wix. Those are also good websites to use. If you use this link because you were already going to make a website, I don't want you to use this link if you weren't going to, but if you intended to make a website, you can sign up for Shopify for a free trial. Your first month is just $1. All right. So you can try Shopify free for 3 days. No credit card is required. You enter your email. You agree to receive marketing emails if you do that. And then after that, after that free trial, the first month is $1. All right. If you do join Shopify, you get $50. You get a $50 credit to use in the Shopify App Store. All right. So that's just one example of, how this can work. And as you can see, they just show other people like Gymshark or Kylie and other people who have also used Shopify to create their stores. So even brands that have definitely used this. And then it's just an easy way to customize a website without having to really know, anything about making websites. And then again, you have a free 3-day trial, and you can use that link if you so choose, only if you so choose. And this was something that you were planning on doing anyway. All right. So the pros with e-commerce, you could make 6 to 7 figures easy. With my Amazon FBA video, I told you how I made over 6 figures in my first year. I didn't take home 6 figures. I took home more of closer to like $40,000, $45,000. But again, that's only one source of income. And even as we speak now, I have 2 Shopify stores. I have 2 different phones. This is one phone that I have right here. I have another phone over here. I have 2 different Amazon FBA stores that are, getting sales right now. So what I'm saying is like, that's a form of passive income because I did have to do some initial work. It takes me a long time to find these products. It would take me hours, sometimes days to find profitable products. And that's the one thing people don't tell you about when it comes to like Amazon FBA. If you're doing retail arbitrage, like you're not selling your own branded products. This is the only drawback, I would say. That's the drawback on there. But you can start making money very, very quickly. You do have to run the risk of buying products, and if they don't do well, or that brand can kick you off of that listing and make you remove all of your products. So there are some drawbacks, but even with all the drawbacks, I found that if you find a few good products and a few good places to get your inventory, and you can get those every month, just buy those products that you can rely on. Now I buy stuff that I know sells well. I don't focus too much on looking at it. I know the ones that work after all the time. Now it's a pretty passive form of income that does really, really, really well for me every single month. I mean, it's just, now it's pretty easy. Also, another thing that I want you to think about Think about this. Let's say you have a YouTube channel and you do Amazon. Well, you do Amazon partner. Again, remember there's an affiliate link where you could pick stuff from Amazon and have people buy products that they may have liked anyway. But now you're going to get, let's say, a 15-20% commission for it. Let's say that product is doing well. Or let's go back to the camera example. Let's say that it was a Sony camera and then you also were selling like a case for it. Cool. You see that case is making a bunch of money, but you're only getting 15% for that case. What if now you open your Amazon store and you go buy a bunch of cases? You go buy that case from AliExpress or wherever. Like, you look around, you find them. The bigger the order, the less it costs if you buy it in bulk. This is where business credit will come into play. 0% APR card with $20,000 limit. Let's say you just bought $5,000 worth of inventory. Now, worst case, you have 12 months to pay the $5,000. Split it and be like, I'm not going to buy anything else, but I know that I sell camera accessories for this other person and I only get 15%. Now I could take back a majority of that profit as opposed to doing their affiliate link. They've proven to me it's going to work. It was no risk to you to prove it was going to work. Awesome. Now you could buy that same product. You can have Amazon ship and sell it. Amazon does take around 29%. And just, keep that in mind. So you may get 60% of that profit minus what you paid for it. So maybe you end up only taking back, 30-40%. Depends on your margins. But that's a nice way to make some extra money, and you had someone else take the risk for you. All you did was use your information and your analytics to figure out that your audience liked that product. So you, instead of selling it as an affiliate link, you cut out the middleman, you added yours. I just want to get you guys thinking about different ways that you can definitely do passive income. I've done that too, when products are hot. TikTok is another way of like doing that. It works. There's so many different ways that you can do it. So e-commerce has a lot of potential. And again, I made this video very general because it would take way too long for me to try to break down each one of these categories. Each one of these categories can be its own video that could potentially be like an hour long, each one of them. So if you guys like e-commerce, let me know. I use comments like my analytics tool. I use them to kind of tell me what you want. That way I can provide what a majority of you guys want to actually see. Okay? Now, this is another passive income that is very easy. I've talked about it in my savings video. If you haven't seen that, I have a savings video that talks about how I save $15,000 per year on a low income at the time. This high yield savings account is really, really good. You can get like 5 to 4% APR, and you can earn interest on money that just sits. So the thing about this form of passive income is that, of course, the more money you have, the more money you add to it, the more compound interest that you're going to get. So this is a form where it's very small at the beginning, but over time it grows. I know a lot of people that use high yield interest accounts when they have a pretty good amount of money, and it's nice when it gets up there. And when I am speaking to you guys and talking about these forms of passive income, I'm thinking like you're going to be there, when you're ready. So these are just ideas to keep on the radar. Now, again, all of these ideas, I'm not looking at you doing side hustles. To me, side hustles are a way to make a quick buck. And they come and they go. Like, that's why, when I think of side hustles, I think like they're almost like fads, like they're like trends, like fidget spinners, right? When they were in like that. That's why drop shipping felt like more of a fad than anything, Drop shipping can work when it's done differently. Like, for example, print on demand is technically a form of drop shipping, but at least you're using you're probably using distributors that are in the US, and you could get better times to where you can get products to your customers faster. But so drop shipping isn't just like that, but there's a lot of times where people, when they would drop ship, they would just try to find an item that's really hot right now, get it from AliExpress, and then try to, you know what I'm saying? Like, side hustles, they work, but they never last. And that's the thing. You want to build something that's going to last. A high yield savings account is a form of passive income that will last. It will stand the test of time, I assure you. The same way the stock market is, it will stand the test of time. And eventually, when you get to a certain amount of money, 5% is nice to have, especially when you're trying to beat inflation. So this is a great way to get started. It's something that I personally do myself. I recommend that you do it. I've said it time and time again in multiple videos. I recommend a high yield savings account. I recommend it. And then investing. Investing is one of the best and greatest forms of passive income. The other day, I put out another video where I talked about, I believe it was the Verizon one, to get the Verizon phone line with no personal guarantee for your business. I talked about trading in ETFs. I did see some responses where people did want to learn how to trade. If I see enough interest in that still, I'll do that. Now, I want to preface that by saying I've done day trading. I've done swing trading. I did it for about 3 years. There were great times. There were bad times. What I will tell you is, depending on the economy will determine how well that goes. When we're in a bull market, trading is nice. It's fun. You have to always have an exit strategy, and you have to know when you're going to have to leave your money and let it sit. If you're comfortable, it takes a different type of comfort level to do that with money. Investing is not gambling. I just want to make that clear. It's not gambling. If you do your research and you invest properly, you can make a well-educated guess on how well your investment will work out. Now, if you invest in things randomly that don't make any sense, like when people were in a Dogecoin, that everything I do research. You know, I make sure to invest in things I believe in. So no matter what the price is doing, I don't really care. That's why if I do trade, I only trade companies that I already believed in. Because I don't mind if, worst case, if my investment gets stuck, I'm just going to leave it there. Why? I believe in that company. This wasn't just a quick flip. Okay? So if you want to learn how to trade, I will show you how to trade. I probably will never tell you what to trade, like what to invest into. I probably won't do that. I've been a part of a lot of trade groups. I've been a part of a lot of trade channels. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but I don't want to encourage people to come to me for their signals, to come to me for their trade advice. I want you to do your own research, because I want you to believe in what you're doing. Don't believe in me, believe in yourself is what I really want. A lot of those people, what they do is they get you to join their groups. They get you to just only want to watch them, and that way you can pay to follow them. I would rather you think for yourself, and I would rather you figure out exactly what you want to invest into. So again, if I decide to do that trading stuff, it's going to take me quite a lot of videos, but I can tell you, I can almost guarantee by the time that we're done, you will be an excellent day trader or swing trader with good technical and fundamental skills. I can guarantee you that. Now, your discipline as far as risk management is up to you. Risk management is up to you. But you will learn how to do technical trading, and you will learn how to read a chart, and you will learn the best way to do it, the safest way to do it, and whether or not you choose to do it that way will be up to you. Now, currently, the type of investing that I'm doing right now is long-term investing into ETFs. That is the other thing that I'm doing. Trading in the stock market is, when you're either buying and selling in the same day. or swing trading when you're, buying and then selling, and I would say less than a year. Once it goes past a year, that becomes investing. That's an investment. So long-term investing can make you a millionaire simply by using compound interest. You can also invest in other assets like cryptocurrencies to make huge gains. So I've done it all. I have a cold storage crypto wallet. I've done that too. That's something that I haven't talked about. I think crypto is one of those things that had a great run as far as being a trend. I never want to go too deep into one thing because I don't want to get you guys stuck on one thing. This isn't. I don't want to become the same way. I don't want to become credit repair channel. I don't want to become a crypto channel. I don't want to become just a stock trading channel. I want to keep it loose because there's a lot of different ways that we're out here doing what we need to do. But if you want to learn how to invest, if you want to learn the basics of ETFs, I kind of already started a couple of these videos. I just haven't recorded them yet, but I started to kind of prepare them. So in the future, if those are things that you want to see, please continue to tell me so that way I can make sure that I create those videos for you guys. I would definitely want to do that. Now, this form of investing is one that I've gotten into, but in the form of REITs, which is more like when you buy real estate on the stock market. But real estate is something that I've been very much into. There was a time that my girlfriend was looking at becoming a realtor, and there were these classes that she was taking. I sat in all the classes, did the workbooks as well, just to learn not really about how to sell a piece of real estate, but I wanted to know how a realtor thinks when they're selling a piece of property, and it gave me a lot of perspective. So now I have a good amount of information when it comes to that, the home buying process, and what that looks like as far as when you're buying property for investment purposes, whether you're flipping a home, whether you're using it for Airbnb and the restrictions that comes with, or whether you're using it for commercial purposes, like peer space and that type of deal. So there's a lot of ways to make money off of real estate. Real estate can also be a huge tax haven. I know that for this channel, not every time, but a majority of the time when I do my one-on-ones, I ask people what is the thing that they're going to do once their credit is excellent, is right, up to par where they need it to be at. And a lot of them talk about buying a home. So that's another thing. You may see me do another video on that, on FHA loans and potentially the home buying process. If that's something that would interest you, then please let me know in the comments as well. When it comes to real estate as an investment, we can definitely talk about that with limited knowledge because I haven't done that as an investment yet beyond REITs. But what I like is that I do things in real time. So I actually want to invest in real estate now. I really do. The only problem is that the interest rates are so high at the moment. So I can still make videos on what I plan on doing for my investing. And then when the time comes, we can all look at it in real time. If I get a piece of property, I have to record myself inside the property. I'll show you. If I get an apartment building, if I get, a duplex, whatever the case may be, we can get started on that. And then as I'm executing it, I can show you in real time. So if real estate is something that you're interested in, let's talk about that. So it is the ultimate form of passive income. Again, Airbnb, home flipping, rental property, etc. That can be the best passive income stream that you'll see, not necessarily upfront, but over the long term. Not upfront, but over the long term. For the next few videos, you might hear me talk more about the high yield savings, what that makes me annually, and how that adds to my $7,200 for right now. And that's going to probably increase after 90 days of consecutive history with these other forms of income. Once I have the 90 days, then I can say, okay, I can kind of count on that once I get an average. And also, if you guys want to look at my ETF portfolio, because that also pays dividends, and how the dividends are being reinvested. That might be another thing that you guys want to see. But other than that, just thank you so much. I think we just hit over 4,000 subscribers today, and the channel is growing fast. You know, like I said, I'm pretty sure that we'll be at 10,000 by June or July. And then the goal again was, for me in my head, was always 100,000 in the first year. I know that sounds crazy, but for the trajectory that everything was going, I don't think that it's impossible. I think it's very feasible, actually. Um, but yeah, everything is wonderful, and I appreciate your support. And thank you for everything. Thank you for watching, and you guys have a wonderful day.